We are live right now on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. The NFL team, after a month hiatus and vacation, is back. They blow up my phone because of this whole Dak situation. Everyone's telling me I need to pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. So, being the kind person that I am, and the very well coordinated CEO and very understanding person that I am, I said, you know what? Okay, the NFL wants to be back for one segment. Why not? Let's do it. So, Mr. Ricardo A10, Rockland County's favorite son, is in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Good to be back, man. What's good, fellas?
We have Mr. Travis McKay, Cookie Man Monster, Mr. Box Office. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. First of all, Carl, you're not being nice. You're the media man. You know this is drawing attention. So therefore, this is why you want us. I know when I'm being used. Don't tell them.
And we have realistic Cowboy fan, Mr. Ray, self-proclaimed commissioner, is here. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, man. Good to be back, fellas. Good to be back.
So,
hold on. Time out. You can hear it in his intro right there. You would think when your team just re-signed your franchise quarterback, there would be some excitement in that man's
right.
He's sitting there with the cowboy hat on and all that, and all we get is it's good to be back. Come on, see that? We already know where he's starting.
Let him live. We have to have him reel it in.
We have until 5:50, so I'm not going to waste any time. As Travis said, I'm a Mr. Media Man. Listen, we have to talk about it. Dak Prescott gets his money. He gets paid $160 million guaranteed over the next 4 years. Ray is not too pleased about it. He's the only one I see who's not happy about it. So I'm going to give him the floor first to explain it, because you know how I feel about pocket watching. And I don't like people pocket watching others and what they make. But Ray is a Cowboys fan, and he's very upset. He didn't want him to get paid. So tell us why you mad, man. What's up?
First of all, I'm never mad that anybody gets paid. You know, you are what someone, you know, if you say, hey, this is I want to get paid, and they give it to you, go ahead and take it. But I'm mad at the Cowboys for overpaying the quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. That's always been my issue. That's been my issue from the jump. It's been that way with Kirk Cousins. It's been that way with a lot of quarterbacks. I've told you this. I do not believe in overpaying a good quarterback great money, because guess what? It does not benefit the team at the end of the day. That's always been my issue. Like, let's look at it. You guys always tell me the NFL is what have you done for me lately, right? Let's look. Dak's last 20 games, he's 9-11. In those 20 games against teams over 500, he's 1-7. And now he is the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't producing that much when he wasn't getting paid. And now we expect him to produce as the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not happy. I am not happy about this at all. What I have seen from Dak Prescott is, like I told you, he's a good quarterback. But when you need him, you absolutely need him, he doesn't come through. He hasn't come through. Prime example against the Eagles. You guys love to shit on Wentz and say how trash he was, but Wentz was out there throwing the ball to backups after backups, and he still managed to win the game, to win the division. You know what Dak did with his entire starters on offense? He scored 9 points. He could not lead that offense to a touchdown at all. All I'm saying is Dak Prescott is good. Giving him this money, he's gonna have to perform at an elite level. Haven't seen it. Maybe he can prove me wrong, but as of right now, I'm sorry.
But you know what? At the end of the day, my issue is this. It's a matter of, this is the market, and we're in 2021. We know athletes get paid.
Tell him.
They get that. This is what it is. We know what it's like. Me being a professor, everyone in their professions, you know what the salary is. You know what you're getting yourself into. You know what you're capable of getting. So we can't sit here and say, well, he's not worth the contract, when other top quarterbacks who are worth it don't live up to their expectations, but they still get that kind of money. So what are we really saying here?
Here's the thing. I do not believe. I told you this. There's a lot of overpaid quarterbacks. I told you I don't believe in overpaying for somebody for something that they might do. Pay somebody for what they have done. Pat Mahomes, you're not gonna get it. He's been to the Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. You're not gonna get it. Like when Lamar Jackson comes up, I wouldn't have an issue. He's an MVP. He's consistently getting the Ravens to the playoffs. When just because you're a quarterback doesn't mean you're the next man up. That's the problem. That's what's wrong with the NFL. Like the NFL makes other positions have to fight, claw to get their money. For some reason, this idea that, oh, you're the quarterback, you're just gonna get paid automatically for even if you haven't done anything that's really that special. I don't believe in. I've never believed in that, and I never will. You know what I'm saying? It gets
again. It goes back to my point.
Paul, let me get into this. Go ahead. Let's break down his whole argument right there. At the beginning of your argument, did you not say you believed in people getting paid? Right? You are worth what you are worth. Hold on. Wait. We let you talk. I believe you said you are worth what somebody is willing to pay you. Is that not what you said? So how is that being overpaid? How are you being overpaid?
Because he is being overpaid. What has he done?
This is the market. This is what. All right. So if this is the case,
best quarterback in the league. You telling me he's the second best quarterback in? Because that's what he's getting.
It doesn't matter. This is what I'm trying to. This is what I've been trying to explain to you for over a year. It's not about that. It's about, first of all, there's a cap floor. So in other words, the NFL teams, you have to spend a certain amount of money. That's one. Two, this is the quarterback position, the most important position in sports. So therefore, when you're the next guy up, if you believe that he's your franchise quarterback, then guess what? Pay him like a franchise quarterback. It's just like take a relationship. If you think she a wife, you got to put a ring on it. We got married people in here, right? Right? If you think she a wife, you got to put a ring on. You can't sit here
and guess what? All of those engagements don't end up with a wedding. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to take the chance.
You can't sit here and say that this man is being overpaid. The Dallas Cowboys believe that he is their franchise quarterback. If he didn't believe he was their franchise quarterback, let him go to the open market and see what he was worth. They didn't want to let him do that. So therefore, pay that man. My man got paid his $47 million a year, and I'm happy for him. And I hate the Cowboys.
And guess what? And I bet you're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be the first one when he's not performing, gonna be like he's overpaid.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so Paul's trying to jump in. Paul, be safe, bro. I know you're driving out there. Be safe. What's up?
Hey, first of all, I want to say welcome back to the winner's circle, the homies. Right? All I'm saying that let's keep it real, Carl. The Raiders was down. You went back to your
the bread and butter. You know what I
mean? The A team.
Only Dak Prescott does not play defense. So scoring the football has been a challenge for Dak Prescott. Performing metrically speaking with the numbers has never been a challenge for Dak Prescott.
It has been a challenge. It has been.
Dak perform. You're a
box score. You're acting back. You're
talking for 27 minutes.
He's not gonna let nobody talk. He's not gonna let nobody talk. He's not gonna let nobody talk though. Yeah, like this is gonna be new, Paul. He's not gonna let you finish.
With the loaded clip.
On the live and say DeMarcus Lawrence was overpaid when they gave his ass $90 million.
I did say that. I did say he was overpaid.
I know you're dark skinned, but that's a dark lie. All right, we know that. You got a light-skinned brother getting paid. Let my man rock, bro. Listen, about him being the second highest paid quarterback because everybody gonna get paid. He reset the market, but rightfully so. He deserved it. We've seen the Cowboys as a playoff team with Dak. You know what I seen without Dak? The number 5 pick in the football draft. That's what I seen.
What else did you? What else was missing? What else? It wasn't like Dak was the only offensive starter who was hurt. You forgot.
All right. So let's address that. You seen him
numbers without Dak? Y'all seen Zeke, the $90 million running back without Dak?
Exactly.
What else? Who else?
Cooper, the $100 million receiver without Dak?
Right.
Who else was hurt? Hurt?
All right. So let's talk about those high paid contracts.
Okay, but wait, before we get into that, listen. Rick's been waiting. Hold on. Waiting. Rick hasn't really said anything. Rick, what are your thoughts here?
So here's the thing.
Paid or not?
So here's the thing. First and foremost, I've been on the side of Ray when it comes to thinking like, that offense, sometimes we've had the conversation where we feel like, it's a lot of empty calorie stats and whatnot. It's a lot of putting up numbers in blowout situations and losses and whatnot. And I get that and fine. And I do believe that to a certain extent at times. At the end of the day, though, we know the importance of the quarterback position. In the NFL, the idea generally is to win when you have a quarterback on that rookie deal, that first 4 years or so, 5 more or less. You try to win if you can before you have to pay the quarterback because it's a big hit. Everybody knows that that's the way it is. If you're angry with the system and that mentality, then that's one thing. But you can't focus that specifically on that. Because what I'd say about this deal, it's kind of a team-friendly deal at the end of the day. It's only 4 years. He's super young, so worst case scenario, even after 3 years, you could kind of get out of this deal. So when I look at it and say, over the next 3 years, if we take just the 3 years, who's going to play quarterback for you in the next 3 years if you're not giving Dak this money to pay quarterback?
That's not a good reason.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but it is a good reason. If you don't have an answer, that's a good reason.
Show me your options and I'll show you your choices.
It's like me being like, well, I might as well marry Shorty because, like, what, I can't bag nothing in the next 3 years. That's just a dumb reason, man.
Some people like that.
There's a lot of marriages like that, my man. There's a lot of marriages like that. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Sometimes, unfortunately,
think about that one. Yeah.
Sometimes, unfortunately, you do end up making a decision not because it's the best available, but maybe just the best available to you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. At the end of the day, that's a young guy. What are you going to do? Let him walk? That doesn't make sense. You could try to trade him if you want. Are you going to get real value for him? Not necessarily because of, the injury and whatnot. So at the end of the day, doing a nice short deal like this, where, again, after 3 years, technically, most of that money is spent and you can cut bait. Even this year specifically, what do they end up saving? Something like 15
million right now.
15 million, something like that.
He's 4% less against the cap than he was last year.
Right, but again, it goes back to my question about, again, the market in these TV deals, it's what's basically raising the cap. So the money is there. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we know he's a football player. He's going to be up for contract, and you want to keep him. Don't you want to do the best you can to try to keep your best, the best option you may have at that position?
And the quarterback is always going to get paid. The quarterback is always going to get paid. So to be honest, not for nothing, like I said, doing it this way with a 4-year deal like that, where it's kind of like, all right, at least I'm not tied to you for the next 5 or 6. After 3 years, I can get out of here. I'd be happy with that, to be honest. As a fan, I'd be like, you know what? Hey, yeah, it's a lot of money. He's getting paid second most highest money, this and that, most guarantee overall, whatever all that stuff is. But at the end of the day, 3 years from now, if it's not working out, you can hit reset or, jump to the next thing and do whatever you got to do. But at the very least, you've got a top flight quarterback locked in for the next 3 years, and you try to figure out what you got around him and try to win within that window.
So, Ray, what would you have done? Just not pay him.
I told y'all before, I just would have let him walk, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not out here. I don't believe in who else we're gonna pay, because honestly, just because you pay him doesn't mean he's gonna deliver. He's not gonna he hasn't done anything to show you that. He hasn't been consistent enough to do that. Yeah, he made the playoffs twice. Cool. But that's in 5 years? His best statistical year, when he went 30 touchdowns, like 4,900 yards, they went 8-8. And like I told you, that year, he didn't beat any good teams. He beat one good team out of 7. The rest were trash, or he was just coming back empty calorie numbers. That's what it was. I'm tired of people looking at the box score and being like, oh, he's producing. No, I watched the games myself.
Oh, here we go. We're not going back to that. We had that conversation. We had that conversation last week with the NBA. You gonna bring it here? Box office.
We all watch the games because guess what? Cowboys games are on TV every week. So therefore, we all watching the games. And second of all right, if you sit here and you let Dak walk, what are you gonna do with this team at that point? Jerry Jones has spent a lot of money over the past couple years to put this team in a Super Bowl window now. So therefore, guess what? All right, whether the contracts were good or not, it doesn't matter. He spent the money to put this team in a Super Bowl window now. You let Dak walk, you are sitting here telling your fan base that you have completely wasted the past 2 to 3 years, and the next 2 to 3 years are going to be nothing. So at that point, you cannot let this man walk. You had no choice. The man had to get paid.
I question, what has the years been since? What was it? Everybody, here's another thing. Everybody was telling me I'm the only one who said they're not winning the division. Everybody was looking at me crazy and was like, "Oh, they're Super Bowl bound." I was like, "Are you serious? Like, this team is not winning the Super Bowl." And what happened? They went 8-8. It's sometimes the fan base has to be realistic. Just because you're paying people, it's not turning out the way it is. So why keep doing something that's not working?
Okay,
Like
so that means okay.
I got a rebuttal for that, Carl. I 100% agree with you on that. But what I don't think you're understanding, you don't understand what that star on your hat represents. This is the Dallas. No. This is the Dallas Cowboys. They are, for what we want to call them, they are America's team. They are box office. There's a reason why they on national TV every week, because people want to watch them. Unfortunately, whether you love them or whether you hate them, people want to watch this team. When they got moved off, what game did they get moved off this weekend? It was a Sunday night game. I guarantee you Jerry Jones was pissed about that. You know why? Because they didn't have a quarterback who could make them at least competitive. You need that. You're right. Sometimes we all know realistic Cowboy fans, which I know you are. We know how good they actually are. But you have to sit here and sell hope to the masses. That's what you got to do sometimes. And without Dak, you're not selling hope. And you're selling, we're a garbage team.
And in the NFL, selling hope means selling the QB. I mean, it just
exactly.
It is what it is. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So my question for you, Ray, did you think Zeke should have got paid what he got paid when he got his contract?
Yes, because Zeke led the league in rushing 2 years out of the 3. He basically would have led it the year he got suspended again. He was an all-pro. Zeke was killing. He deserved his money. Like I said, he was
But in the NFL, you're not supposed to pay what you did. You're supposed to pay on what you're going to do.
Okay. And not only that, too, and not only that, in the NFL, we've seen time and time again, you can grab a kid that was bagging groceries the week before and put him in running back, and he could run for 2,000 yards. You know what I mean? So, again, that goes to show the difference in the positions. I honestly feel like a lot of the criticism that we're seeing be aimed at Dak for this contract is kind of like because of the contracts that we saw Zeke get or Cooper get or whatever. I honestly feel those guys got overpaid, to be honest, in my opinion. Just because of the position specifically. Those guys, you are able to kind of find gems here and there. These days, you ain't gonna be drafting the GOAT in the 6th round of the draft and randomly put him in and he wins, 12 Super Bowls or whatever the hell Tom is doing these days. You know what I mean? That's not gonna happen these days. When you got somebody, unfortunately, even if you got a quarterback that's just above average these days, it's in your best interest to keep them under your.
Well, let me ask this: why do we, as sports fans, pay so close attention to? I understand the salary cap and you want to be able to have enough money, but why are we even discussing, like, saying that this person deserves this amount of money? Again, they're athletes. So it comes down to, what do we think the threshold is when it comes down to money? Like, they don't deserve a certain amount of money. Like, why is that even such a big deal for fans? Because I've been going into groups and I'm seeing people that's all everyone is talking about. Well, he didn't deserve it. He shouldn't. But again, this is sports. There's TV deals. There's big money on the table. We've seen a trajectory of this go on and on and on. Look at how much baseball players are getting paid. Way more money than that. So why is this always such a big deal when it comes down to contracts and saying this player doesn't deserve it or this player deserves it, Travis?
Like you said, Carl, like you said at the beginning of the show, people out here pocket watching. It's ugly. It's real ugly out here. But the problem is that I think Shannon Sharp says it the best. Somehow these billionaires have found a ways to get regular people on their side over the millionaires, to make us feel bad for them when these owners, when they're billionaires. They are making way more money than these players are making, but we don't talk about that. So why is it that we sit here picking on? Yeah, why are we sitting here picking on the athletes? It's because it's jealousy. Because people not out here making that type of money. It's simple as that.
Right.
It's jealousy.
Right. But again, you're right. But Travis, to your point, though,
you want to be that athlete. You want to be. Oh, I could have been that. I could have been making millions of dollars. I'm out here. Us normal people, we out here working 9-to-5 jobs. Yeah. Out here, working hard, and they out here complaining about not getting their millions of dollars. That's what they deserve to get. Guess what? You showing up to the games, you turning on your TV to watch it, is paying them that millions of dollars. So if that's the problem, stop watching the product then.
Rick, what do you think about that? What do you think in terms of why do we care so much about the athletes making money? And to Travis's point, we necessarily don't care about the owners.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I don't want to get too crazy on the deep end of political, but and stereotypical and all that. But we know the reason. End of the day, the owners are one race for the most part, and the athletes are another for the most part. So when you're looking at who is a billionaire and running the show and what they look like compared to who some
compared to the
like
black athlete, I'll say it. I don't care.
There you go. You know what I mean? So
I'll say
so
it.
we know that's
We
know that's the root of it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But again, I tell people this all the time. It's like, that same mentality that we could have, or, and I don't want to say we specifically as if us on the panel do it, but people in general can have that mentality and do that. But guess what? There could be a homeless man on the street corner looking at me saying, maybe I get paid too much for selling boots, or Carl gets paid too much for teaching media. You know what I mean? So
they tell me that all the time. I get paid too much because I don't work. I only work like 8 months in the year. I get it all the time.
There you go. So there's always gonna be
yeah, for real.
It's always gonna be some haters at lower than wherever you're at on a level on the totem pole. That's gonna be hating. And at the end of the day, it comes down to you are worth what you can negotiate for yourself, and you are worth what somebody else is willing to pay you. Those are the only two factors. At the end of the day, those are the only two factors. How much can you get yourself, and how much is somebody willing to pay you? That's your worth at the end of the day.
So, Ray, can you tell us, I mean, I think you kind of told us in your opening statement why you care so much, but why do fans care so much about looking at how much players getting paid?
I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be talking, I'm talking with myself. Here's the thing. When it comes to the NFL, it gets more scrutinized because it is a hard cap league. And like I told y'all before, my biggest thing is, like, I'm watching average to maybe good quarterbacks not having to do as much as an elite pass rusher or linebacker, and they just get that money handed to them. That has always been my issue. I don't like if you are a quarterback and you balling, you MVP, you're getting your team to the playoffs every year, you're doing this, you're doing that, get your money. I do not say nothing about those elite quarterbacks. My issue is the quarterbacks that really have not done anything to show you that, hey, maybe I can be in that elite thing. People are hoping they are, and that's not a good recipe. That's my only issue. I don't care how much a player gets paid. If they're deserving to get paid, then they can get paid. You know what I'm saying? They get paid. But my thing is, why is it that the quarterback is the only position in the NFL that doesn't have to hold down, or have to do all this other stuff like most quarterbacks? Like, for instance, Kirk Cousins. Who's the best offensive player in Minnesota?
Who the best on their team?
Yeah,
offense, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I'd say Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, all he wanted was a damn pay raise, and it was a big ass deal. He didn't even want to be the highest paid running back. All he just wanted was, hey, can I be at least top 5? I'm not gonna be running the ball at the same salary that I am the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big ass deal. Kirk Cousins, he signed with a 13-3 team. He signs with them for $84 million guaranteed. He's led them to the playoffs once in 3 years. And guess what they do? They give him another $66 million guaranteed. For what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my.
I agree with your premise. I do agree with your premise when you were looking at it just at the positions. I definitely agree there is a little bit too much focus when it comes to giving quarterbacks those deals. So in essence, yes, I understand what you're saying. But for me, when I'm looking at it specifically and the specific details and the things that came along the way to get Dak where he is now, for Dak specifically, that man earned his bread, man. He earned his bread and he deserves it.
Let me just touch on Ray real fast. Ray, so let me ask you this question. If you don't believe that they should get this money, we all know how it's split up. It's split between the players and the owners split the revenue. So if revenue continues to go up and they're required to spend a minimum amount, which is what the cap floor is, that means these salaries have to go up. So therefore, who do you expect to get this money? The market has to keep moving forward if the salaries are going to keep going up. And now I know as far as your issues about the quarterback, that's our fault. We have all sat here and said that the quarterback position is the most important position in sports. So why Dalvin Cook had to struggle to get his money? Because he plays running back. He plays a violent position. He plays a position where one hit could take you out for the whole season. The NFL has sat here and made the rules to protect the quarterback. Yeah. They have made it so that these quarterbacks are the biggest investments of the team. So that's why they're going to get the most money. It doesn't matter if he's on that level, but if the team considers you a franchise quarterback, guess what? You got to pay him like a franchise quarterback. It's just the way it is. Like, the money got to get spent. Do you want the money to go into the owner's pockets?
I want the money to go to the rightful players who grind and doing what they have to do. That's my.
He is a rightful player. He's considered a franchise quarterback.
I'm not out here saying Dak deserves $15 million. That's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that he deserves 15. But come on.
Damn, you try to pay.
Is he a top 10 quarterback, Ray?
He's not.
He's not.
He's borderline. If you want to, he's close. I'm not gonna act like he's not, but to me, he's not. He's
okay,
not.
I think we got Declan. Declan, you have a couple words you want to say?
What's up? Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me Zoom bomb the hit list. Yeah, he's a top 10 quarterback. What 10 guys are we taking in front of him?
Nah.
Right, who are we taking in front of him?
Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson.
Agreed.
3, 4,
Lamar Jackson.
5.
What? Over Dak Prescott?
Boy, here we go.
Yes,
are you kidding me?
Yes, Lamar Jackson.
Go ahead. You got 5 more.
Kyler Murray.
6.
What?
You saying Kyler Murray?
6. He's got 6.
That's fringe.
4 more.
I'm not even that mad about that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, my boy. I'll give you that. I was about to say, I was like, you forgetting somebody?
Your boy, and all right, if you want to put him, but he's
7. Okay, so he is top 10.
No, but you're making me go off the spot. I don't know. Maybe.
There's only 32 starting teams. You can't think of 10 quarterbacks better than him. Only 32 starting teams.
Man, you 7 in like 30 seconds.
I'm giving you the time. Give me the other 3.
I got 30 minutes. Can't come up with 3 more. You come up with 3 more?
Nah.
I'll give you. I don't think
he's fringe. No, I'd say he's free. Even me, same thing. Like, I thought about it too. I was like, damn, I feel like he should be. But then when you start naming him, is he? He's definitely gonna be fringe okay. Top 10 for sure.
You forgot Deshaun Watson. All right, that's one big one. That's one big one. 100%.
So that's 8.
I'll go.
Did you say Brady or you're not putting Brady?
I put Brady.
Yeah, he said Brady. He said Brady.
He put Brady. I'll go Mahomes, Rodgers, and in no particular order. Mahomes, Rodgers, Watson, Allen, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers.
I said Rodgers.
Yeah, he did Rodgers.
He did say Rodgers, yeah.
At that point, like, I don't take Kyler Murray over him. I don't take Baker Mayfield over him. Herbert, you can make an argument, is going to get there.
I don't know how you don't take Lamar Jackson. He's the MVP who gets his team to
No, he's not. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. Lamar Jackson was the MVP in 2019. First of all, if you want to say he's an MVP.
He's a MVP. Yes, he is an MVP.
He's an MVP.
He's an MVP.
Okay, if he's all right, that's fine. If he's an MVP, what passing stat does he beat Dak Prescott in?
Doesn't matter. He gets his team to the playoffs.
It does matter. It does matter. So does Prescott. First of all, and you know what?
Someone in the comments said Matt Ryan.
Not even close. Not even close. Matt Ryan's 36 years old.
Okay. Jared Goff.
Not even close.
No.
Jared Goff? No way.
No way.
I'll give you Stafford.
He just got traded for Stafford. Come on.
Yeah, Stafford. No, okay. Listen, I'm just listing the quarterbacks. I'm just going through the list.
Not Stafford, but I would give you Stafford before I would give you Goff. But I don't think Stafford either.
So that's 9. Because Lamar is better.
How's that not? Lamar is not better than Dak Prescott. I'm sorry.
Hey, whatever you want. Lamar has led the league in passing touchdowns. Something Dak never.
But Declan, you don't count his former MVP as a reason why he would be better?
That's all right. First of all, Dak has had better passing seasons.
That's not answering my questions. Answer the question.
What's the question?
I said, do you not count Lamar's MVP as him being better than Dak?
Of course he is. No. Oh, I count his MVP as it being an MVP season, but that does not make him better than Dak Prescott. We saw him struggle in coverage last
Wait,
year. When
wait,
the coverage,
what?
What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah,
Dak, hold on.
I can't. You're
So
losing this
his
one.
MVP season doesn't make him better?
You on the
Goodbye.
island, bro.
What?
You on the
Hold on,
island, bro.
Wait, what?
You on the island,
No.
man.
What?
Hold on.
What are we talking about? You've been gone
Can
for
we-
a month and this is what you come up with?
Hold on.
You got your own.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Can we take the time to actually break down some X's and O's for once? Dak Prescott has a
Sure.
better arm. He's more accurate. Short ball, he's better on the mid-range ball, and he's better on the deep ball. And you know what? He runs tough too. You can give Lamar Jackson any running attribute, any rushing stat, he can have it. But you know what? The fact of the matter is pocket presence matters and leadership matters. Everything about Dak Prescott, the quarterback, is better than Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, but how you say
Let me-
leadership
hold
when
on,
the man
I-
led
hold on,
his team to the playoffs?
I
Like,
somewhat.
Hold on.
Hold on, Dak. I don't
Go
agree
ahead.
with you on the arm strength. I don't think he has a better arm than Lamar Jackson.
I think he's a better arm than Lamar Jackson.
Accuracy, I will give you that. He's not a better runner. The one time he had a big run, he broke his ankle. Let's stop it. Lamar Jackson is just as good of a leader as Dak Prescott, so I'm not going to give you that one. The only one I might give you is arm strength on that. I mean, no, the only one I might give you is accuracy. That's the only one I might give you on that. But other than that, you can't sit here and say that he had his MVP season.
Yeah,
And I'm not
that's
even the
wild.
biggest Lamar Jackson fan myself. But to sit here and say that he's not better than Dak Prescott, I think you're on that one, dude.
Yeah, I'd say Kyler is in that range. I could give you, we
Yeah,
can have a discussion.
I would put Kyler more on a fringe than I would
even
Lamar Jackson.
Matt Ryan
Shout
kind of
out-
fringe, but come on, man,
No.
let's not
Matt-
count Lamar, man. You wild.
Matt Ryan's old, first of all. Kyler Murray, I could see
Tom
where you're coming
Brady's
from.
old.
That's not the point. All right, but is Matt
You
Ryan
brought it
playing
up.
half
You
as
said
good
it.
as Tom Brady?
Right.
Hold on. Is Tom Brady half as good as Matt Ryan right now?
But
I
you
mean,
sat here and
vice
said
versa.
he's old. You can't sit here and use age as a disqualifier when you got 42-year-old Tom Brady still out here winning Super Bowls.
Yes, I can. One exception to the age rule does not mean the age rule's dead.
So, Dak, question
Go
for
look
you.
at. Go
Dak,
ahead.
quick question
And
for you.
I miss you. Hold on. I
No,
missed you, Rick. By the way, I just want to say that.
let's look at the rosters, right? Just because we're having a specific conversation around Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. So let's look at the rosters. Let's pull the quarterbacks off the rosters. Who's got the more talented offensive roster between the Cowboys and the Ravens, in your opinion?
The Cowboys do.
I said the Cowboys and the
100%. That
Okay,
they have a more talented. But just the only thing I'll say
all right.
is the Cowboys line.
Wait.
The Cowboys
So they've got the more
offense
talented.
Go ahead.
So they've got the
I
more
got another
talented
question,
offense,
too.
right? So you would think even if the quarterbacks are equal, they could kind of more or less have the same success, right? But yet they don't. The Ravens have far more success. So
Far more
Well, let me ask
success.
this question. Well,
then
hold
the
on.
Cowboys, of course.
Let me ask this question. What
Absolutely.
NFL records does Dak Prescott have compared to Lamar Jackson?
None. What passing records does Lamar Jackson have?
Say it again.
I said none. I answered your question. What passing records does Lamar Jackson have?
Let's see here. He has
Does Dak have passing records?
No, but he has his rushing seasons. He has the rushing attempts in the
Right.
quarterback. He has the rushing seasons record. Most games
No.
played with the perfect passer rating record.
Pissed off passing. That's
Dak,
foul.
this is where you fall apart at it. I see where you go with this. You lean towards passing quarterbacks because it's a QB position.
Josh Allen's a hell of a runner. That's my boy.
But he's not the runner that Lamar Jackson is.
Nobody
The issue is that's not the modern NFL. Like, there aren't too many stationary quarterbacks these days that are out there still winning. Like, most of the young quarterbacks are mobile QBs. So you can't sit here and use their rushing ability as a disqualifier. Yes, they may some of them might not be the best passer, but you have players like Lamar Jackson who sat there and led the league in touchdown passes.
First of all, the year before that, the leader was 50 touchdowns with Mahomes, and this year was 45 with Aaron Rodgers. I
think the year Lamar won it was what, 35? He won it with 35 touchdowns, I think.
36.
All right, that's on the rest of the league. That ain't his fault.
36.
That the rest of the league. It ain't his fault. The rest of the league ain't passing more
I'm
than
just
36
saying that.
touchdowns. That ain't his fault.
I'm just saying, if you look at the years prior and the years after. That's a big drop. But that's beside the point.
Okay,
What
all right, but that means that was a drop by everybody else. Why are you
Yeah,
blaming Lamar
Yeah,
for
exactly.
that?
36
You
passing
are
touchdowns.
you're punishing him because the rest of the league
I'm not-
also had a drop in touchdown pass. You're holding that
Well,
against him.
All right, you can hold him. Mahomes getting hurt against him if you want to hold anything against him. But I'm not holding it against him. I'm just saying, context matters.
Context
That's
matters
what
that
I'm
he's
saying.
still an MVP. Period.
All right.
Like,
That's fine.
like he's an MVP. Like, how can you not? How can you just ignore that and just bypass and just say that Dak is better? I don't understand.
He's led the.
Unanimous too, right? Wasn't it unanimous?
Huh?
Carl, you gotta listen. The passing stats obviously matter. Listen, if you want to talk about stationary quarterbacks, like I understand it's a league where the guys run. Listen, some of my favorite quarterbacks in the league: Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, in no particular order, obviously. Deshaun Watson. All these guys run, right? If you want to say, who would you say the second most mobile quarterback in the league is? Listen, I think Lamar Jackson's the best running quarterback of all time. I might be on something. Just kidding. I might be crazy, but he's better than Michael Vick running the football, in my opinion. Right? But who would you say is number 2 right now? Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I would probably say Kyler Murray.
All right, guys,
would
we're coming up on time real quick. I just wanted to go around and anything else during the NFL offseason that stands out to you that's happened. Rick.
Hey man, I love what the Dolphins just did, trading for a top flight first round lineman from Tennessee, whatnot, pretty much for nothing. So that kind of helps us out where going into the draft, we don't necessarily, I don't want to say not have to focus on the position, but we know the Dolphins and linemen aren't, necessarily been a match made in heaven anytime recently. So definitely beefing up the line ahead of the draft for free, essentially, is awesome. So it allows us to be able to focus elsewhere. So I'm definitely excited about that. Was kind of surprised that, not to say surprised, but seeing how many these big name free agents ended up getting tagged, specifically with the Bears. I mean, tagging Allen Robinson. We knew it was going to happen, but I'm saying at the
man
that he is, he doesn't want to be there. He's being loud about it. The guy does not want to be there. Make something happen. That's the one thing I hate, especially with the franchise tag. I hate seeing guys get stuck in positions where they just don't want to be. I understand, if you got a contract, this and that's great. But at the same time, the team's got to do a better job working with these players and trying to work things out to that extent. Like, he didn't want to be there. Let him go,
Ray, aside from your Cowboys breaking news and making headlines, what else during this offseason has stood out to you?
Man, honestly, it's the Bucks not tagging Shaq. I mean, hopefully that's a big risk. You know what I'm saying? He's coming off 2 playoff games where I think he had 5 sacks total. I mean, and then he even said it before, he's looking for his payday. I mean, he was an undrafted player. So this is his big day. He's already been tagged once. And I'm surprised that they're even going to risk him being on the market. I mean, they already was set at wide receiver. So I was really surprised that they tagged Goodwin instead of Shaq. But we'll see what happens there.
Travis, this offseason, since you call it like there is no offseason for football, it's just not a playing season. What has stood out to you?
I mean, it's nothing really been too crazy. I'm still waiting to see free agency starts next week. I am kind of all right. Let me retract that. I am kind of surprised that the Packers didn't franchise tag Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, yeah.
I mean, I could see their logic behind not doing it because you drafted the young boy Dylan last year, and then you have what's the other? I can't remember the other guy's name.
Well, Williams. I think
Jamal
Williams.
Williams.
Is a free agent
Jamal
too?
Williams.
He's a free agent too.
So that makes it even more disturbing.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. The fact that both of them.
I could somewhat see their logic, seeing how yes, he is a running back. They are running that Shanahan zone system, which you can put anybody back there and turn them into a 1,000-yard rusher. But just for the Packers' particular situation where Aaron Rodgers has been, he's been crying out for weapons for years, and you let one of the biggest producers on that offense walk out the door. I mean, it's not a guarantee yet. I heard they're still trying to work out a contract with him, so we'll see how that works out. But that was a little I mean, I hate to say I was right. I mean, I really don't. But J.J. Watt, he went out there and got his $15 million per year, like I said he would. Shout out to Paul, who didn't think he would get that. But
Ray, is that enough? Is that enough since you're the local pocket watcher? Was that enough for J.J. Watt? Was that good enough for him?
Did he deserve that? Does he deserve that?
Did he deserve that amount of money? Did he deserve it?
The Cowboys, they already had an issue. I care less about J.J. Watt.
So because it's not a Cowboy, he don't care how much money he gets. Come on now.
Declan, anything stood out to you in the offseason?
Yeah, as a Giants fan, I really like that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to pay Carson Wentz more money to not play for them this year than the Cowboys are going to pay Dak to play for them this year.
Okay, we had some releases today. New Orleans Saints releasing Emmanuel Sanders. I think Quan Alexander also got released. Is that something or nothing?
Nothing.
Quan Alexander, he's a very underrated player. I think he'll get a nice chunk of change out there on the open market if he doesn't return to the Saints. Emmanuel Sanders, not surprising. He's up there in age. The Saints are really against the salary cap, so getting that salary cap number today.
I think that's the biggest thing we're going to see coming up on those deadlines where folks got to get out of certain contracts before they start playing roster bonuses and stuff. So we'll see some of these types of names hit the released scroll under the thing and whatnot. So,
and speaking of the Saints, what is going on with Ray's other player? What's going on with Drew Brees?
Still no word, right? I was literally about to say that. Still waiting on word for Drew, man.
My man out here pulling a Brett Favre. He don't know what he want to do.
You know what it is, though? When it comes down to something that you do, and I've kind of looked at this over time, when it's something that you've been doing for the last God knows how many years, it's hard to walk away. No matter no matter how much Father
it's your life. It's your life.
It's your life, and you realizing, damn, I'm going to finish playing football. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? No more Sundays, no more prep game. It's a difficult decision, and that's why sometimes some of these guys want to believe that they can still play past their primes. I think it's a difficult mental decision.
I 100% agree with you. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying he's kind of holding New Orleans hostage.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, I honestly feel, I don't know, me personally, I feel like the fact that it's taken so long, I'm inclined to think that he's going to be back next year.
I think he's coming. I don't think
I'm leaning towards that. Everybody's saying he's still going to retire, but
all right, we got 5 more minutes. The Watson getting traded. I seen that those have kind of died down a little bit. So is he still on the radar to get traded? Or
the trade gonna happen? It's gonna happen. Who would happen? Who he gets traded to? We still don't know. I'm gonna keep quiet because I got my hopes of where I want him to land. But I'm gonna just.
You ain't gonna say much.
Rick. It's one of those things similar to what I was saying with Allen Robinson. The guy does not want to be there. At the end of the day, you're going to be doing your franchise a disservice if you try to play hardball with him. You want to try to keep him there. He's going to be disgruntled. Other players are going to see how you operate. That's going to ruin your chances down the line with free agency. Let that man go. Like Travis said, who knows where he ends up? We still hear Jets. We still hear Miami every so often. We don't know, but at the end of the day, man, it's in Houston's best interest to go ahead and trade him ahead of the draft and gain as much collateral as you can so you can start rebuilding.
All right, Ray, where does he end up?
Man, I understand where Houston is coming from. I mean, that they don't want to give up a 25-year-old quarterback who's not really in their prime. So I get why they are not rushing to trade him. But the trade will eventually happen. It's looking like he's dead serious about leaving. I think also the tricky part is he has a no trade clause, so they can't just trade him to the best team. But I do believe the trade will happen. When? I don't know. Honestly, I think it might be probably the middle of the preseason, to be honest.
All right. And Declan, thoughts on the Watson trade?
I think they'd be stupid to trade him after the draft. The best place in terms of getting value back would be the Jets because you can get their number 2. And then you get 2 more picks, one of which would be the Seattle pick. I don't know. A couple weeks ago, I thought that he was staying in Houston, but now he's really playing hardball. And if he's going to sit out, that's bad for business. I mean, Houston's a bad business as it is, so maybe that's something they would continue to do. I'm going to jump off right now after I say this, but I think he's going to find a way to Carolina. I really do.
Oh, come on now,
Wow.
stop. Don't let us be under the radar.
He was trying not to say it. Can't you read it the line?
I don't care.
Listen, come on no, hold on. We are a sports hitless family. We look out for each other. I realized what Travis did. He didn't say it, and I was hoping nobody else said it. And Travis is like, and all of a sudden he just said it. Like, come on, you don't
Travis
care
in the
about
cut, like,
messed up. Yeah. Keep it up. Look, he's doing like Pops. Don't tell nobody.
Like, come on, man. Just let it pop up on your ESPN ticker. Just let it pop up. You know, just let it
Travis gonna go live. Travis gonna go live in the group. That happened,
He gonna go
bro. I
live
already
by
know.
himself. He gonna go live by himself, jumping for joy. He gonna be blowing up my phone at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He gets to do like, come on, let's go live right now.
You guys, hey, you guys remember when the Lakers won the chip and Rick came on live and you probably didn't even remember going on live?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna be Travis
remember.
when they get to Sean
No,
Watson.
I'm not gonna go that far. I'll go that far if we win a Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
they gon', you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there will be a live if we get him. But
All right. Guys, thank you for joining us. Always fun with the NFL team. I'll talk to you guys soon. Next week, we have March Madness. So coaches got to do Bracketology 101. Please stay tuned for that. We'll have a special edition for that. I don't know if you guys fill out your brackets, but if you do, good luck with those boxes and those pools. Don't forget the B show tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I got somebody in my ear. The
That's
B show
right.
tomorrow,
B
5
show.
o'clock. Make sure you guys check that out. I had to say that. The B show tomorrow. I'll talk
Yo,
to
it's
you guys
funny.
soon.
I heard it. And I was like, what did she say?
I was
she
like,
said
what
the B
is
show.
that?
She said the B show. The B show. Make sure you guys check that out. You guys take care.
Oh, you messing up.
I
Slacking.
know,
Come on.
right? I'm slacking. I'm about to hear about it too. What's up?
Hey, yo, Carl, can I make a quick announcement?
Go ahead, go for it.
Just really
Real
quick. Smoke and Mirrors with Greg Polius, Stephen Polius. We got Chris Williamson of SNY coming on at 1 o'clock on Friday. Be sure to check it out. But you can't check it out if you don't watch the B show. That's the rule, all right?
Yes, sir. Sports
See,
Hitless
how
content.
he doing it better than you, Carl? Come on now.
I don't know, man.
He's learning fast. He's learning
Sports
fast.
Hitless content 5 days a week. You already know the vibes. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
I can't moderate like Carl though. No way.
Take care, guys.
Peace.